Hello everyone. In today's video, we're flying out the Yak 1B. I actually haven't flown Russian tree in quite a long time. This was the tree I started off in when I first started playing the game several years ago. I was playing arcade back at the time, but now I've moved on to a realistic player, and honestly I was kind of intimidated flying the Yaks because they have such a low ammo count. And that is like one of the cons of this aircraft. But coming back to this plane, for the first time in several years, I actually really enjoyed flying this thing. It's pretty fast. It has a hell of a climb rate as long as you're sub 2,000, 3,000 meters, but that's where the Yak really shines and performs well. It turns extremely well, it rolls fairly well, and it's hella fast. At this moment in time, I was just trying to kind of get my bearings back with the plane. The first thing I realized after flying, especially American tree for the longest time, no web. So right now I'm just kind of climbing up, hitting about 10,000 feet, which really doesn't take long in this aircraft. It has a really good climb rate as long as you don't go too much farther past that. I'm going to turn it on ×3 till the action comes up and put up the stat card for a minute. The biggest thing is that ammo 120 and ammo 200. Now they're solid guns. You make connection, planes are going to fall apart. But it's going to require a lot of trigger discipline from the pilots flying the Yaks. Yak pilots absolutely terrify me because they they either know what they're doing or they're absolute idiots in my opinion. Especially later tier Yak pilots. If you're flying a Yak that late, most probably know what they're doing. Now I see two A-36s and I start pushing my nose down, gain some speed, and start heading in their direction. The A-36 is not a plane to mess with. Now, they cannot keep up with a Yak in a turn, but their armaments are pretty scary. They have 650 cals, and if they're carrying the gun pods, then they could have an equivalent of 1050 cals. No way I'm going head on with this machine. Just close the distance and keep an eye on that other one. Now as I'm approaching, I think he doesn't realize where I'm at. He's just too focused on that LA-5. He immediately takes the plane into an extreme vertical back towards that LA-5, just opening me up for a clear shot on him. Make sure I get nice and close, because these guns, I'm not wasting any ammo. As you can see, the A-36, it's pretty solid. It can take a hit, and right down the center line. Immediately turn back to find my next target. I look up, keep around, there's a bomber above me, and there's a bow fighter, but I actually don't end up seeing that bow fighter. I should have paid more attention to him, but apparently my teammates didn't get him, and that was a good deal. Now I was heading this direction, that P-63, the King Cobra, and the Spitfire approach in, both planes that can keep up with me in a turn fight. So I start to kind of ease up a little bit, and I start taking the plane into a vertical while trying to get the most advantageous position on this attack. I feel a little bad for baiting my teammate a little bit, but I did have to close a lot of distance to get to him. Start my dive in, almost exclusively going for this P-63 for just a second. He turned too much and the P-51 opened up to me instead. I take a few hits into him, nothing too damaging. I almost black out, but I come back in on the P-63's tail. Take a shot, clip him. Come in a little bit closer, boom, light him on fire and take it into the vertical. Immediately looping back around, I see the Spitfire that worried me for a second. Cross over, push down towards the P-51. Take some shots, barely clip him, it was kind of a harsh angle. Start pushing out, and I immediately try to open a gap between me and that Spitfire, because I did not want that Spitfire to come back on me. I figured I can outrun the Spitfire. He may be able to outturn me, but I can sit there and run for days. Start climbing a little bit. He took some range shots, but nothing connected. We're all good. And we're just baiting him and this P-51 out as far as I can, until either one of them, both of them, turns around. And there they go. I'm taken into an Immelman turn, up and over. Aileron roll to level out and start my dive. Spitfire yanks, goes for a head-on. Hell no, I'm not playing that. I don't have the ammo to even take rough shots at him. Push over and start my dive towards P-51. Went to roll to the side, wasn't going to play his head-on. Then I realized he wasn't even looking at me. Take a few shots and miss. Loop on back. This is a hell of a furball we got going on. But I will just say, this was fucking hella fun. Take a couple range shots, close distance, clip. There goes his wings on. Turn back with a slight dive to keep gaining speed. Start my climb, line up, until he gets it. That's alright. Now it's just a race to see who can get to the B-18 the fastest. That's where I realize he's smoking. It won't be too much of an issue. I start closing in. And he J's out. Said a BF-109 got the kill, but there's no BF-109 around. I'm so glad that whoever did the damage to him got the kill previously. It annoys me when people J out, auto, just face your fate like a man. But it's whatever, it's not too big of a deal. In real war, it's whatever. The parachuters would get down to the ground safely, so I had to save the crew. But with that, that was the last vehicle. I think I'd try to find some nearby AA, but I don't think I get nothing. For the first time flying a Yak, a couple years, I actually really enjoyed that. I'm gonna have to do some more flyouts with the Yaks in the future. Spade all of them for sure. Thank you so much for watching. Even though I didn't get very many lions, this is a tier 2 plane. That was a blast, and I spaded this plane. And until the next video, you guys have a wonderful day.